Hello everyone, I'm SwiftShadow, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new reputation system that was just added to Genshin Impact in the newly released patch 1.1. Starting at Adventure Ranker AR25, you can unlock the reputation system in both Mondstadt and Liyue. This can be done at the new NPCs that were just added, Hertha, who lives in Mondstadt, and Miss Yu, who is in Liyue. This reputation system adds some new content that we can be doing on a weekly basis, and it gives us some rewards for doing so. Let's take an in-depth look at what this system has to offer. Now, to start off, let's talk about the reputation leveling system and the rewards that you'll be getting as you increase your reputation level. At the bottom left of the screen here, you can see my current reputation level here in Mondstadt and the amount of reputation XP that you need to level up. Now, I'm able to confirm the amount of XP that it takes to level from levels 1 through 4, but 5 through 8 are going to be a bit of speculation just based on the pattern that we can see here, since it's actually impossible to get to level 5 or higher at this point because of how limited we are in terms of the amount of weekly reputation XP that we can be getting. So, going from level 1 to 2 takes 400 reputation XP, 2 to 3 takes 420, 3 to 4 takes 440, and 4 to 5 takes 460. This is a pattern of just increasing the amount of XP needed by 20. So we can assume that levels 5 to 6 will take 480, 6 to 7 will take 500, and 7 to 8 will take 520, unless there is a drastic jump in the later levels, which again, this is all just speculation, we don't know at this point. Now, with those XP numbers out of the way, let's take a look at the rewards, starting on the Mondstadt side. When you unlock the Mondstadt reputation system, you'll be hitting level 1, which will get you this Northern Apple Stew recipe. Upon hitting level 2, you'll be getting two different things. You'll be getting this blueprint recipe for Animoculus Resonance Stones, which will give you the craftable items that will let you find Animoculi, and you'll also be getting the feature for Mondstadt mining outcrop searches, which I'm actually not going to get into right now. I'm going to be doing another video in the near future, which is going to be focused on everything that you need to know about mining, especially in terms of crystal chunks, and we'll be going over the mining outcrops there. However, as a big PSA, make sure that you are not spending resin on the weapon enhancement materials that you can craft using the magical crystal chunk that you'll be getting from the outcrop searching. It is not worth the resin. I'm just gonna say that up front. It's really not worth it. You can be getting the Mystic Enhancement ores from just getting crystal chunks without using resin. There's no reason to be spending 10 resin in order to do that. At level 3, you'll be getting another craftable item, which is the Wind Catcher. This Wind Catcher will allow you to absorb Animograna and then release it to create a wind current wherever you are, which is kind of like Venti's E. I believe it doesn't go as high though. At level 4, you'll be receiving 3 different rewards, one of which is a name card, the other is the Adventurer's Breakfast Sandwich, and then you'll also be getting a discount feature, which will discount prices at Good Hunter and at the general goods store in Mondstadt. At level 5, you'll be getting another craftable blueprint, which will allow you to create NREs, which will allow you to eat food without having to open that food menu. At level 6, you're going to be getting another 2 craftable blueprints, one of which is the Animo Treasure Compass, which will guide you to treasure chests in Mondstadt, and then the other one is for your portable waypoint, which you can plop down and then use as a waypoint, and it'll stay there for a week. At level 7, you'll be getting another 2 rewards, one of which is another name card, and then the other is a moon pie recipe. The last level, level 8, has this Wings of Azure Wind glider skin. Now let's take a look at the rewards that are present on the Liyue side. Upon unlocking the reputation system in Liyue and reaching level 1, you'll be getting a golden shrimp balls recipe. At level 2, you'll be getting 2 different rewards, the craftable recipe for the Geoculus Resonance Stone, which will guide you towards Geoculi, and again, the Liyue mining outcrop search. At level 3, you'll be getting another craftable blueprint, which will allow you to create condensed resin. Condensed resin can be created using 40 original resin and a crystal core at the alchemical workbench. These condensed resin can be used on ley lines or in domains, and they will allow you to get double the rewards from the ley line or domain. Upon obtaining this craftable blueprint, you'll also be getting a condensed resin just for free, which is pretty nice. There is a maximum amount of condensed resin that you can hold at a time, which is a maximum of 3, which is equivalent to having 120 original resin. Now, there are 2 big benefits to using condensed resin, one of which is just time efficiency, since you're able to get the rewards of doing 2 domains in the amount of time that it would take to do 1. And then the other benefit is that you can store this condensed resin, so like if you're on a day like Sunday where you don't really have anything that you need to farm, but you know that you have a domain that you need to be farming on Monday, you can take some of your resin on Sunday, condense it, and then burn all of that resin on Monday to improve your farm there. At Reputation level 4, you'll be getting a name card, you'll be getting a Lotus Flower Crisp recipe, and then you'll also be getting a discount at the Wanmin restaurant and Second Life, which is the general store in Liyue. At level 5, you'll be getting another craftable item, which is for the Adepti Seeker Stove. This is a portable stove which will allow you to cook anywhere. At level 6, you'll be getting this Geo Treasure Compass, which does the same thing as the Anemo Treasure Compass. It'll lead you to treasure chests, but specifically in Liyue. At level 7, you'll be getting a name card, and then you'll also be getting a Tianshu meat recipe. And then finally at level 8, you'll be getting this Wings of Golden Flight glider skin. Now, in terms of the rewards, what I'd recommend doing is just focusing on Liyue first and going straight up to level 6 so that you can get this Geo Treasure Compass and start finding more chests that you might have missed in Liyue. Once you hit level 6 in Liyue, I'd recommend doing the same thing in Mondstadt and just blitz level 6 in Mondstadt. That'll get you your portable waypoint, and it'll get you the Anemo Treasure Compass so then you can start finding missed chests in Mondstadt. And then after you've hit level 6 in both cities, it doesn't really matter what you do, it's just based on your preference for what name card and what glider you like in which city the most. Now, let's talk about how you can be getting this reputation XP so that you can get those rewards. We'll start off with some one-off ways that you can do that, starting with the world exploration. So here on the bottom left, you can see this world exploration tab, and inside you'll be seeing 3 different milestones which will get you XP and Mora. These milestones are at 20%, 40%, and 60%, each one giving you 100 XP for the city and 20k Mora. In order to get your exploration progress up, you can just follow this description here. Getting statues of the 7, unlocking waypoints, finding treasures, solving puzzles, all of that stuff, doing the stuff with the Sealies will get you exploration progress, which you can see per zone on the map as you're there. And once you reach these milestones, you'll be able to get these. Hitting 60% really isn't a hard task if you've been going around and opening chests and just exploring the world, getting all your waypoints and all the stuff that you would normally be doing. As a total for the rewards, you'll be getting a total of 300 reputation XP and 60k Mora from exploring the world here. Now there's one other one-off way that you can get XP, and that is from doing quests. There are Liyue quests and Mondstadt quests. These are quests that are scattered across the region. So Liyue has a total of 34 quests, Mondstadt has a total of 15. So the way that the rewards for quests work are as follows. The Archon quests, which are the main story quest, for each act of the chapter will give you 100 reputation XP. So these are the 3 acts of chapter 1 here at Liyue. Each one of those gives you 100 XP. All of the other quests are world quests, which are those blue side quests that you can find scattered throughout the world. Each one of those will give you a total of 20 XP upon completion. So Liyue ends up having a total of 31 world quests, and Mondstadt has a total of 12 world quests, which the other quests are being filled in by those Archon quests, the main story that you're completing. It's also pretty important to note that 1.1 adds a new 7 world quests to the Liyue region. No quests were added to Mondstadt, unfortunately, but Liyue does have new ones. 6 of them can be found throughout Liyue Harbor, so just in the city. One of them is dependent on the time of day, so you have to find her at daytime. She's like on the docks. And then the other quest is found at Wangshu Inn. On the Liyue side, you'll be getting a total of 920 reputation XP from completing all of the world quests and the Archon quests. Here on the Mondstadt side, we can see the Mondstadt quests. There are a total of 15, and you'll be getting a total of 540 reputation XP from doing all of the world quests and the Archon quests that are present in Mondstadt. Now you can see there is a pretty big difference in terms of the amount of XP you'll be getting on the Mondstadt side and the Liyue side, which does give you a head start in terms of the Liyue progress. You'll be able to level a bit faster just from doing all of the quests, because Liyue has more world quests to offer. This is part of the reason why, as I mentioned earlier, I'd suggest trying to boost your Liyue up to level 6 first so that you can get that treasure compass and then start looking for treasures in Liyue, because it is a faster process of getting your Liyue to level 6 than it is to get Mondstadt to level 6. If you are really looking for that portable waypoint, then you should focus on the Mondstadt side and get Mondstadt to level 6 first so that you can get that waypoint craftable unlocked. But if you're just looking for treasures, Liyue is definitely the way to go. So there are 2 main ways that we can be getting reputation XP on a weekly basis. First off, we have bounties, which are seen in this menu, and then we also have requests, which are seen in this menu. For both of these two types of tasks, you can do a total of 3 of them per week. Now, this is independent of the city, so you have a total of 3 regardless of where you're doing them from. So you can do 2 in Liyue and 1 in Mondstadt, that'll reach your cap of 3. If you complete all of your bounties and requests for the week, you'll be getting a total of 420 reputation XP, assuming that you're doing your bounties at their highest difficulty. Now we're going to start off with bounties, and I'll show you how the bounty system works. So we're going to be taking our bounty that's at the highest difficulty. The reason for this is that once you clear out a bounty, it'll just refresh again. So you can do this highest difficulty bounty multiple times in a row, and these bounties are getting you higher reputation XP than taking the lower difficulty ones, so you definitely want to do the one for the highest difficulty. So the rewards for the bounties are as follows. The lowest difficulty one gives you 60 reputation and 20k Mora. The mid difficulty gives you 80 reputation and 25k Mora. And the highest difficulty gives you 100 reputation and 30k Mora. Again, you're going to want to only do the highest difficulty one to make the most use out of these weekly bounties that you're able to do. By clearing all 3 of your bounties for the week at the highest difficulty, you're getting 300 reputation XP and an extra 90k Mora, which is pretty nice. So let's dive into a bounty and we can show off how this system works. So first off, on this target intel section, you'll see this blue line which gives you the location of the enemy. Then if you scroll down, you can see these target special traits. Now these are different as you're completing the bounties, so these 5-star difficulties won't always have the same traits. I've had one that's been invulnerable to electro damage. I've had one that's been invulnerable to physical damage. So these traits will influence what team you want to go into the fight with and how you're going to approach things. They also have a weakness. So for this Ruin Hunter that we're going to be hitting, it's immune to Cryo and Hydro, but it'll take more damage from Claymore wielders. Then, in order to start your bounty, you're going to click on this Accept Bounty option, and then you will start tracking it on your map. By opening up the map here, we can click this Bounty in Progress, and it'll show us the area that we're going to need to go to. Now, once you reach the area that your bounty is in, you'll get a notification at the top of your screen that says that you enter the bounty's territory, and you have to find 3 elemental tracks using your elemental sight. So when you open up your elemental sight, you'll be seeing these tracks here that are going to point you in a direction. So this one here, it looks like it's pointing me to this fight, which we can take. And then upon clearing these enemies out, you can see we discovered a track. And then we want to go to our next one, which this one is pointing me in this direction. So again, you just want to keep popping open elemental sight and follow the tracks. Okay, this one here is leading me to a hidden object here that you can see with your elemental sight. When you pick it up, it gives you another track. And our last one here is on a plant. So this looks like a normal plant, but when you look at it in elemental sight, you can see that it's glowing. Picking that will give us our last track. Now, once you've found all 3 of your tracks, the elemental sight, instead of pointing you towards tracks, will point you towards the target, which we can actually see peeking out over the hill here. And this is the Ruin Hunter that we're going to be fighting. So these do scale based on your world level. At world level 6, which I am, they are level 86, which is a tiny bit high, but they aren't too bad to be dealing with. Okay, we can pop Noelle's ult here, and she's going to be doing a good amount of damage because, again, this one is weak to Claymore users. I'm going to pop Oz again here with Fischl, and then we can kind of just go ham on him here with our Claymore. All right, and that's the bounty completed. So now all that we have to do is go back to Liyue, which it'll give us a marker on our map. We go back to the reputation person in Liyue, and we can claim those rewards. All right, and now we're back at Miss Yu here in Liyue, and we can talk to her and claim our rewards for the bounty that we just did. Sweet. Now, if you do end up failing a bounty by either not getting the amount of elemental tracks that you need in time, by running out of time during the fight, or just having your entire team wipe, don't worry about it. You can always come back to Miss Yu or Hertha and then take another bounty of the same difficulty, you won't be losing your attempt at that bounty, so it's okay to fail. As a result, there's really not any reason to be taking the lower difficulty bounties. You can always just take the higher difficulty ones and brute force it. Just keep going until you end up clearing it if you are having difficulty. Eventually you'll get a clear out and you'll be getting that highest level of reputation XP that you want to be getting. Now that we have our bounties done, let's move on to requests. Now it is worth noting that these requests are locked behind completion of the Archon quest line, which are the main story quests. So in Liyue, in order to access the request feature, you do need to complete Chapter 1 Act 3. So once you do have the request feature unlocked, you can go in here and see them. There are 3 requests per city, so 3 in Mondstadt and 3 in Liyue, and unlike the bounties, these don't actually refresh once you finish them. They'll just be marked as completed, and then they refresh on a weekly basis. So here we can take a look at the requests that I've already completed, which were getting 10 iron chunks for Hanfeng Coldblade, and getting 2 sweet madames for Gary here. Now looking at all 3 of these requests, you can see that the rewards are consistent. You're getting 40 XP and 20k Mora across all of them. The things that do change are the client of the request, which is the person that you're going to have to navigate to, and the items that they want. So the one that we're going to be doing now wants 10 iron chunk, Gary wanted 2 sweet madames, and Hanfeng wanted 10 iron chunk. So in order to do a request, you want to click on the request and then accept it. You can accept multiple requests at the same time, and then it'll navigate you to them on the map. You can navigate basically the same way that you do with any other quest, and it'll have this blue icon that you can go towards. You can see it on your map. So once you've made your way to your client, you just want to talk to them, and you'll get an additional option here, which will be about the item that you're giving them. So here you can see we're going to be giving him iron chunk. We can say that we have them here, and then you can deliver them like you would deliver items in other quests. And as soon as you give those items, you clear the request. You don't actually have to go back like you do when you're clearing a bounty. You just get those clears and the rewards as soon as you do deliver the items. And now we can come back to Miss Yu and check our request thing here. You'll see that this request that we just did is completed, and we've completed all 3 of our requests for this week. Just to go over the rewards again, since you're doing 3 requests, you're going to be getting a total of 60,000 Mora and 120 reputation XP from doing your 3 requests. And that pretty much wraps up everything that we're going to be talking about reputation today. Again, I'm going to be covering the mining outcrops that you unlock through reputation in a future video that's going to cover everything that you need to know about mining, so keep your eyes out for that. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to give the video a like. It makes me know that this content is worth putting out there and that people actually enjoy it. And if you really did enjoy the video and you want to see more Genshin Impact content from me, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, I'm going to be putting out more videos in the future, going over some more content that was added in 1.1, and then also just talking about various systems of the game as well. If you want to see some more Genshin gameplay from me live, feel free to follow me on my Twitch channel. A link will be on screen and in the description, twitch.tv/SwiftShadow. I stream Genshin Impact pretty regularly, so if you're ever looking to watch some gameplay or to just come hang out while you're doing farming in the background, feel free to come stop by the stream. I'd love to have more people by. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was a helpful resource for you. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.